I'm not interested in politics or anything else. Boxing only, thank you.
UKAD have upheld the...
No comment.
You don't want to talk about the Nanja Lane thing?
No comment.
The question that
Boxing,
we asked...
please.
Is
Terminated.
Tyson Fury says he will knock out Oleksandr Usyk. Listen, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm picking Usyk again. Pick Oleksandr Usyk the first fight, and I'm picking him the second fight. I'm not so big on talk. Tyson Fury, he's a talker. He's like, I'm going to knock this MFer out, this, that, and the third. I mean, what's changed since the last fight? Let's be real. Let's break it down. What's changed? I mean, Fury says he went 3 months without speaking to his wife. Okay. So you had one camp where you locked in and didn't talk to your wife. What else? Because you have to understand, like, I learned from Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant has a great interview, and I'll give you guys the cliff notes. Basically, what he said is the average kid is practicing a couple times a week, and they're practicing for maybe an hour, hour and a half. He says, if I multiply that and I train every day for 3 hours or 4 hours, then after years of doing that, there's no way that people can catch you. How can they catch you when you're outworking them every day times 5 years, times 10 years? The gap becomes too wide. That's basically what Kobe said. So I believe in that. And I think in boxing, I don't think you can mistreat your body, poison your body, not work out, get fat, you know, have all this fluctuation, and then you're going to be in the same boat as if you never did those things and kept it consistent, continued to eat clean, so on and so forth, right? We've seen this with Adrian Broner, where every time Adrian Broner, you know, it got to the end of his career or the later part of his career where Broner would say, I'm locked in. Ah, man, you know, AB, another basketball. You know, he would say these things like, I'm locked in, I'm taking it serious, I stopped drinking, blah, blah, blah. And then he would lose to Mikey Garcia. He would have a super close fight with Jesse Vargas. He would lose to Blair Cobbs. But he said he was locked in. And I'm not doubting, maybe he was locked in. But in between you locked in, you're getting blackout drunk, you're gaining weight, you have a beer belly, so on and so forth. So for me, I'm old school, so it's going to be harder for me to pick the person who is up and down like that, and their consistency is not always there, and they're infrequent. It's going to be harder for me to like rock with them and take them at their word, as opposed to the person. Like, I don't know Oleksandr Usyk. I've actually never met him either, but he's a cool dude. He seems like one, and he seems pretty straightforward. He's like a no-nonsense Ukrainian, decorated amateur. I don't know if he drinks, but I mean, I don't see these sensationalized stories. Like, you look at Tyson Fury, and after the Usyk fight, there's a video of him stumbling out of a pub, and his homies got to hold him up, and he's falling over, and he looks like fat and portly, right? I've never seen no video like that of Usyk. So I don't understand this rematch, what people are seeing. People are like, oh, Tyson does good in rematches. Yeah, against who? McDermott, Wilder, you know what I mean? Things like that. So Usyk is this different animal. I think if anything, Usyk having one fight with Fury helps him, because what I've seen is usually the more skilled guy, and Usyk showed to be the more skilled guy in the first fight. Better footwork. It looked like his hands were operating faster. Tyson Fury usually has those advantages on other heavyweights, but given that Usyk came from cruiserweight, he's still nimble and agile. So Usyk showed the better skill set. Fury was trying to match wits and outbox Usyk, and then he gave him the play, and Usyk almost knocked him out in the 9th round, right? Fury, I'm not sold by the talking. He looks a bit like run down and haggard. You look in his beard and you're seeing a bunch of grays and things like that. I never seen the grays. So I think the Wilder fights really put a lot of wear and tear on him, to be honest. You were in there with the mince puncher. Even if you won 2 of the 3, you still got knocked down like 5, 6 times or whatever it was. Ngannou knocked you down. And I think Fury's level, he could beat like the Dillian Whites and stuff like that. But if you watch Dillian White's last fight, he didn't look that great with the Teta guy or whatever. He looked very like mid, you know what I mean? And I just think it's Usyk. I think it's the Usyk show. I think Usyk, if you're doubting him, I think you'll be surprised. And I got to go and rock with consistency, just like the first fight. I'm not picking the alcoholic guy with the cut over his eye. So he got a cut in the Otto Vailene fight. He got a cut in camp that postponed the Usyk fight. He went through wars with Wilder, getting dropped by Ngannou. And again, boxing people, fans, they don't know about boxing. They always go for the low-hanging fruit because Fury talks and he's like, oh, no man from his mother's womb can defeat me. And if you're born from your mother's womb, you'll never stop me. I'm Tyson of the Aryan kingdom. Like, people are getting gassed. People are getting so, there's only one Tyson Fury. They're getting gassed by all the stuff he's saying. But I care more about what you're doing than what you're saying. So even if he locked in for one camp, that's one camp. What have you been doing? You were drunk at a pub shortly before that. And I don't think boxing is a sport like that, where you can be blackout drunk and then, oh, I got a fight, sign, sealed, and deliver. Let me lock in. I mean, some fighters do it for sure, and they get away with it, maybe based on natural talent, but over the long term, and when you're in there with somebody who's not doing that, who's of equal talent or greater talent, that's where it's going to show. That's where the separation, like if you're an alcoholic in the NBA and you're naturally talented and you're partying and staying up late, and then you go against a Kobe who's not necessarily doing all that, that's where the separation shows. Where it's like, dang, I was able to blaze all these other people, even though I got in at 5 a.m. and had a game the next day and I was drunk. But when you go in against someone else who's elite, and I definitely think that Usyk is one of the best fighters in the world, and I think he's going to show that. So, you know, people could say whatever they want. That's my personal opinion. I'm rocking with Usyk again. The fans have asked me. My opinion has never changed. My opinion has never wavered. I've picked Usyk for the first fight. I'm picking him for the second fight easily. I also think that Usyk being a southpaw gives him an advantage. Fury has done a lot of his better work against orthodox fighters like Wilder. You know, southpaws give a lot of people problems. And I think it was a mistake for Fury to try to outbox Usyk in the first fight, but it's too late. What's done is done. You can't change it. And then now, even if you try to bully him and get more aggressive, Usyk, he knows kind of what he's dealing with. Like, I think Fury's size was maybe a bit shocking to Usyk in the first fight because it's like, okay, this guy is kind of big. So even if Fury tries to employ more of the tactics he used in the Wilder second fight or Klitschko, I really feel like Usyk, having one fight in with Fury, he kind of knows what to expect. Okay, he might be coming like more aggressive, pause. So I think Usyk will be prepared for that. Let me know what you guys think, who you picking for the Riyadh season main event. The undercard sucks, but I'm definitely looking forward to the heavyweight main event.